SK fam, I'm so excited to chat with today's guest, Dr. Noelle Reid. She's had a family medical practice in LA for over 10 years and has seen firsthand how devastating the effects of the coronavirus have been to the minority communities. Now, Dr. Reid advocates for her patients to take control of their personal health journey and give them tools to ensure they are taking care of their mind, body, and soul, which is exactly what we all need to focus on these days. Thank you so much, Dr. Reid, for being here. And this is a big issue that we've seen lately, the disparity in healthcare between the Black and Brown communities. I mean, during Corona, what can we do? How are you helping your patients cope and stay healthy during this uncertain time?
Yeah, it's definitely been a challenge. And I have to say that, the numbers have been devastating, but not shocking. The vulnerability that we've had in Black and Brown communities is nothing new. It's been present for decades. COVID-19 is placing a bright light on it. But this is what we've been dealing with for years, and it's for a number of reasons. There's a number of societal issues that we've had to deal with when we talk about social determinants of health, including lower socioeconomics, lack of access to proper nutrition, lack of access to care, racism that exists in the healthcare industry, mass incarceration that destabilizes the home front. These are all heavy, heavy things that weigh on us, that impact our overall health outcomes. But we have to also consider our individual behaviors, because those things also greatly impact our health outcomes. And this is for all people, okay? So all humans, Black, brown, white, or otherwise, our individual behaviors dictate our outcomes. And so I think it's important for us to know, and what I try to share with my patients is that we hold the power. At the end of the day, we hold the power to dictate our fate, to dictate our outcomes. And so that means making the choice to choose to do better today as we work towards improving upon this narrative that we have beyond COVID-19.
It brings something to my mind, because I think we're often just focusing on, our physical, make sure our physical health, but mental health is another aspect of it, especially going through the craziness and trying to get a hold of it all. So how do you discuss that with patients?
Well, I think, it's clear that we're not one-dimensional, right? We exist in mind, body, spirit, and in order for us to be optimally healthy, we have to address all aspects of self. And, it's interesting because I feel that during this COVID season, we have been forced to be still. Yeah. And sometimes that is the hardest thing to do. But there's power in stillness. And we have to remind ourselves of that, because this is really a blessing that we have at this point as we have been put on pause, because during this pause is what allows for us to align ourselves. It allows for us to reevaluate, to reconfigure, to reconnect to our God. All of these things that are necessary not only to survive, but to thrive in life. So we're going to talk about a few things today, and just some very basic health habits that will be helpful for boosting our immune system, for getting us healthy in terms of, again, mind, body, spirit. And so one basic thing that I think a lot of us forget about is hydration. So just drinking water, it's essential for life, right? Because it does so many things. It improves our metabolism, so we're able to maintain our weight, but also it helps to boost our immunity, because when we're dehydrated, so when our mucous membranes, like our eyes, our nose, or mouth, are drier, that makes it easier for viruses to invade and infect. So when we drink water throughout the day, that is helpful, definitely during this season. And I would recommend for most adults, that's 2 to 3 liters a day. And an easy way to remember that is fill up a liter bottle, do it 3 times a day, you're good. Now, in addition to hydration, remember to breathe, right? And just breathe, Keke, just breathe. And so one thing that I like to do with my patients is what I call the power of 5. And that's where you inhale for a count of 5, you hold your breath for a count of 5, you exhale for a count of 5. So can you try that with me, Keke?
Of course,
okay.
I'm so excited, yes.
Okay, so place one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your heart, okay? Close your eyes so that you can focus solely on your breath, okay? So as you inhale, the belly rises, and as you exhale, the belly falls. As you inhale, the belly rises, and as you exhale, the belly falls. And now I'm gonna count for you. So with your next inhalation, inhale deep, 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 deep for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now you're going to continue with that breath. 5, 5, 5. Slowly and deeply. And what I would like for you to do is really try it for 3 cycles. And doing really just 3 cycles of this has a calming effect on the mind and the body. And that alone can have a dramatic impact on your brain and really rewiring it How do you feel? You just did it for 3 cycles. How do you feel?
I feel really good. And to your point, I think that's why they call it a practice. Is I think a lot of people, everybody that's watching, it can be intimidating when you think about the meditation or the yoga, because it's a scenario where you're supposedly, you're supposed to relax, which then sometimes makes it more difficult to relax. But that's why
Right.
they call it a practice. So if the first time it's difficult, don't worry about it. Just try it again the next day and the next day, the next day. And like Dr. Reid is saying, eventually it becomes where you go first.
It's immediate. Start in small increments. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. Just do it for 3 cycles. And that alone, makes you feel more calm. And anytime that you're in a stressful situation, go to the breath. Because the beauty about the breath is that it's always available and it's free, right?
Yes.
So
okay, you guys, make sure you stay tuned, because in our next video, Dr. Reid is going to show us some yoga moves that are going to be really helpful during this time. Can't wait for you to watch.